Hello and welcome back, everyone. Today is day 30 of the 30-day life challenge. So, yes, today is the last day of this 30-day journey that I have had with you, an exciting journey. We have together been on this journey and have traveled different places. We were in Zion, we were in other places as well. And I enjoyed coming online from all those different places, from my room, um, from my car, right, from the park, from hotel, from the lobby, everywhere, and back from here as well. So it has been exciting 30 days, and hopefully you enjoyed it as well as I did. Coming along. So today is 30. And like I mentioned, 2 days ago, we were talking about identifying that one main thing in your life, and I had mentioned that I'm going to be talking about how you can design your life around that one main thing, and that's the purpose for this call or message today. All right, so the topic for today is designing your life so your one main thing naturally supports each other or other areas of your life, right? That's the whole point. So, one thing that feeds it all. So, I want you to picture this with me, right? You've got all these important parts of your life, your relationships, right? Your health, your finances, your sense of purpose, your sense of joy, all of these things. And most days you're all they are all, actually, not you, they are all pulling you in different directions, right? Left and right, many aspects, and they all are pulling you in different directions. And it's like you are standing in the middle of the boxing ring, right? Gloved up, turning in circles, and trying to block punches from all sides, right? Imagine that. Now, if you're honest, right, this is exhausting. It's not easy, it's exhausting. And now I want you to picture another thing, right? Now imagine something completely different. Imagine that instead of fighting to keep all of that from falling apart, you had one main thing in your life that automatically made all those other parts stronger. Imagine that contrast, right? One thing that didn't steal from your time, your energy, or your relationships, it actually poured into them, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today, right? How to design your life so that your one main thing is the engine that empowers or powers everything else that you care about in life, right? That's the topic for today and the purpose of discussion. So let us understand why most people live in a tug of war, right? And so, because here's a trap that most people fall into, right? They choose the main thing that competes with their life, right? They pick a career that eats into their health, right? They chase dreams that rob their time with their kids, right? They build something that they're proud of, but it's at the same time they secretly resent the cost, right? They resent the cost. And that's how you end up living in a constant tug of war. Constant tug of war. So it's almost like if I give to this, I have to take some from there. It's a life of trade-off, right? Win here, lose there, win some, get some, or lose some. And it's always trying to balance things like a circus act instead of actually designing them to work together, right? And that's the price of this misalignment, I believe, right? That's the price of misalignment. You can win and you still feel that you're losing. But it doesn't have to be this way, right? It doesn't have to be this way. You can build a life where every win is a collective win, is a shared win, right? Where moving forward in your main thing automatically moves you forward in the rest of your life as well. It can happen this way, provided you spend some time in designing your life that way. All right. So that's what we are going to do today, or at least we'll attempt to do today. Should you choose to accept it, like Mission Impossible dialogue. So, should you choose to accept it, that's what we are going to do. So, let's start with the grounding ritual as we always do in the beginning. And we will call it the sort of a web test um, or the anchoring test. So I want you to sit comfortably and close your eyes for a little bit. And imagine that you're standing at the edge of a calm and clear lake. Imagine that the water is still very much like mirror. And I want you to imagine that in your hands, you're holding a single golden anchor, a golden anchor. And this anchor represents your main thing, the thing that, when steady, keeps your whole life steady, right? Keeps your whole life from drifting. And now I want you to slowly lower this anchor into the water. Slowly do that. Feel it drop through the surface, sinking slowly into the water, into the lake, until it rests on a solid ground beneath. And as it settles, notice how the ripples spread outward in perfect circles, reaching every shore of the lake. I want you to picture this, that every circle on the ripple is reaching the shore of the lake. Every ripple touches an area of your life. Imagine that. It touches your family, your health, your wealth, your joy, your peace of mind. It touches every part or every aspect of your life. And now I want you to whisper to yourself, when my anchor is steady, my whole life is steady. When my anchor is steady, my whole life is steady. And let this image stay with you as a reminder of what true stability and true alignment feels like. Right? Let this feeling of ease, of stability, of alignment stay with you for the rest of the life today. Right? And I want you to take a deep breath again and let it out. And stay with this feeling. Because what we want to witness today is the shift, right? The core shift that we are looking for is um, from competition to contribution. That's what the intent is, right? From competition to contribution. So when your main thing competes with your life, right? You're always choosing who loses today. That's what you're doing, right? Either your life um, loses, or that one main thing that you have identified as the main thing that loses, right? One of the two has got to lose, right? And that's when that main thing is competing with your life. So when your main thing is contributing on the other hand to your life, every effort pays you back twice, right? It pays you back twice. Once in the progress, and once in everything it touches, right? Be it your health, wealth, peace of mind, relationships, anything. Those also get impacted positively, and therefore there's a payoff there as well. So you're making progress, and you're making progress on the other aspects of your life also. So you're getting paid twice. That is when that one main thing is in the contributing um, energy and not the competing energy, right? So think about it, right? If the time you spend on your main thing improves your health, or it deepens your relationship, right, grows your income, right, and it keeps you inspired, then then you never have to feel guilty for focusing on it, right? You're never competing with it, or it is not competing with your life, right? Your life stops feeling like a battle, and it starts feeling more like a team sport, right, where every player is working towards the same goal. That's how it starts to feel when you have properly identified your main thing, that is adding value to your life and not taking away from it. So let's take a look at some of the insights that we can gain from the conversation today. So the first takeaway is that alignment is non-negotiable. Period. Right? There cannot be two opinions about this. If that is the kind of life you want to build of alignment, then alignment has to be non-negotiable. Right? Your main thing has to be in sync with what matters most to you. Done. Right? If you have to build something successful, sustainable, and long term, then that's what needs to happen. Alignment has to become non negotiable, right? If you want to build something successful that costs you your peace, your health, or your relationships, you're going to hate it in the end, right? No matter how shiny it looks from outside. So it has to be non negotiable, right? So, for example, I've seen what happens when I take on something for wrong reasons. Right? It seldom happens, but let's say it does. Right? Let's say I'm doing it something to impress upon or to impress someone, um, to prove that I can. Right? Or because let's say I'm scared to say no. That drains me, right? It drains me, and it makes me pull away from the very people and experiences that I care about. And to me, that's not success. That's a that's a slow leak in my soul, right? That's how I feel it, and I'm sure you do too. It's a slow leak in your soul. So what can we do, right? One of the practical moves that we can do in this is that if you write your non-negotiables, the things that you refuse to trade away, that is going to be immensely helpful in identifying what are the things that are actually causing that to happen. So every time you consider committing to something, right, you can ask if 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 this succeeds, right, will it leave these stronger or weaker, right? These means your health, your relationship, right? All those things, the different aspects of your life. Will it leave them stronger or weaker, right? So that's one thing. The other thing that we can take from this conversation is that it needs to be build it around your natural energy, right? That one thing needs to be built around your natural energy. So your main thing has to work with you, not against you, right? That's the whole point. So if you're sharpest in the morning, then give your mornings to it, right? If you let's say if you come alive at night sometime like I do, right? Protect those hours. Give those hours to that one thing, right? It needs to get your best. That's the whole point. So you need to stop forcing yourself to build your most important thing in sort of a scrap of your worst moments or worst times, right? You don't want to do that. You want to give your main thing the main time, the best time, the best focus time. That's what you need to give. And I can I can tell you from my own example that when I've tried to force some deep work into, let's say, afternoon, right? When I'm already drained out of after doing, you know, major focus work at office, right? I ended up presenting it. I ended up actually having to redo that in the evening or the next day morning because I was not focused. But when I give it my prime hours, right, the morning or the time when I'm fresh, I not only get more done, right? I enjoy it. I've seen that, and that good energy, it spills over into the rest of my work, rest of my day as well. So it does help giving your best hours or best time to that one main thing, right? The other the third insight that we can gain from it is that make it do double or triple duty, right? The smartest way to design your life, and that's what I mean by make it double or triple duty, is that, you know, the smartest way to design your life is to make one effort serve multiple wings, right? So if you can make your main thing feed your health, right? Feed your relationships, feed your finances, and also feed your joy, right? Your peace in life, all at once, right? You'll never ever feel that you're stealing from one aspect of your life to give it to another aspect of your life. And that's a smart move, right? That's called double down or triple down on your effort. So that's what I meant by that. So once you design your life, design that one main thing in such a way that it is able to take care of or um, give value to or add value to these other aspects: health, relationship, finances, joy, right? It would feel that you're actually making progress in all the areas of life, whereas you're only working on one thing, but it would feel that everything is getting uplifted, right? So for example, maybe your main thing is building a business, right? So build your business with your kids into the parts of it, so it becomes a family time, right? It becomes a family time. So you can choose a niche that helps people in a way you care about. So your work feels like service, right? It doesn't feel like just a sale. You can make it structured so that you can work from anywhere, right? So travel and freedom are a part of the deal. It's all how you design it, right? So there's an activity that you can do actually. um, Take a piece of paper, right? A sheet of paper, and then in the center write your main thing, right? That's one of the things that I did, and that's what I'm sharing with you. So in the center write your main thing, and around it write every area of your life that you care about, right? And now start drawing the lines. So draw lines connecting them, right? One, um, on each line write the one way your main thing could benefit that area. So if you're from the main area, you're connecting to health, then write how that one main thing is helping you in health. So if you're connecting it to relationship, then write how this one main thing is helping you in your relationships, and so on and so forth. So do that activity, and you'll realize if that one main thing is of value at all. And if you're not able to make any lines or add any reasons to it, and in what way it is valuable, then you have a wrong main thing, perhaps. If it's not adding any value to the other aspects of your life, then that main thing is not serving you the way you thought that it would, right? So probably you need to rethink and redesign it. So those are the three elements or three insights that we definitely can take from this conversation today, right? So let's take a look at the three soul questions for today. And I want you, like every day, to answer these questions honestly. And hoping that that's the direction we are going to go. Let's shoot. Question number one. So question number one is that if my main thing succeeded beyond my wildest dreams, if my main thing succeeded beyond my wildest dream, how would it bless every part of my life? Right? How would it bless every part of my life? So, do you think about money or recognition? Right? If that's the case, then don't. right? Don't think just about money or recognition, because that is not going to feel aligned when you're trying to create a life that is, or trying to find the one thing that is going to be supporting your rest of the aspects of your life. So don't just think about money or recognition. Think about what it would feel like, right? What it would feel like. So would your relationships get more presence or joy from you, right? Would your health improve because your schedule and energy are better now, right? Would you have more freedom and space in your day? Those kind of things, right? So for example, if your main thing is, it's, let's say, a business, could that success mean more family adventure or better health routines, right? And the confidence to inspire others, right? Those kind of things. So, assuming that your business is wildly successful, what are the areas and how those areas will get impacted positively or negatively? However, what how will they get impacted? Write them down so that you know how the success in that one main thing is going to lead into the experience of joy, the experience of fulfillment, experience of completion, right? In the other areas of your life. So that's question one. Question two is, where is my main thing competing with my um, life right now, right? Where is my main thing competing with my life right now, and how can I flip this so that instead of competing, it supports it, right? Where is my currently? Um, let's say you've identified. So where in my current life, my main thing is competing with my life today, and if I were to flip it, how can it support it? So that's your question too. And I want you to look honestly at where your main thing drains you, right? That's the whole point with this question. Where is your main thing draining you, or it steals time from something that you care about, right? Once you've identified, then ask yourself, how could I redesign it so that the same effort gives back instead of taking away, right? The same effort. So that's question two, right? So for example, in this one, let's say if it's costing you health, right? Maybe you integrate more movement into your workday, right? Or if it's costing you the family time, right? Maybe you could involve them in the part of the process. So you have to become creative in how you can shift it in such a way that it is able to positively impact or integrate other aspects of your life that could potentially, or perhaps at present, maybe maybe getting neglected. So design it like that, and in the supporting way. So question three: what's one redesign I could make this month to bring more alignment, right? What's that one redesign I could make this month to bring more alignment? So it's a small shift, right? Small shifts do matter. So it doesn't have to be grand, right? So small shifts matter, right? Could you move your main thing in your, let's say, best energy hours, right? Morning or evening or night, whatever it is. Could you move that, right? Could you merge it with any other value like like connection, like learning, or like service, so that one action actually serves multiple wins. Right? Could you do that? So, for example, if your main thing is writing, let's say, I mean, one of my heart lives there in writing, right? So, if your main thing is writing, maybe you make interviews with people your m- maybe you make the interviews with people you love as a part of the process, right? So now you're creating and you're connecting at the same time, right? So you're interviewing people, and at the same time you're writing the same content that you're interviewing. So you're connecting with the people you love and you're interviewing them. So you're merging the two together. You're spending time with the people you love, and you're also doing the writing, something like that, right? So get creative with the way you approach these this main thing, and then you will see how life rewards you for being inclusive rather than exclusive, and then just focusing on one and then neglecting the other. So that's another way of doing it. So now let's move on to the micro transformation practice that we do, towards the end of the live every day. And today we are going to call it the synergy experiment, right? So for this week, I want you to test something that will change how you see your time forever, right? So we're going to find one way to merge two areas of your life that normally fight for your attention, right? So that instead of competing, they collaborate. That's what we're going to do, right? So think of it like this: if you have two plants in separate pots fighting for sunlight, what happens if you put them together in the same garden bed, right? They both grow from the same light. That's synergy. Maybe not the coolest of the examples, but you get the point, right? Instead of having two contending or competing priorities, find out a way how we can merge them together so they're not competing but they're rather collaborating. So let's take examples, like step one, right? Pick two areas that compete, and they they compete at the in your life right now, right? They're competing for your attention. Where do you often feel torn, right? Which are those two areas that you feel torn between for your attention? So let's say work versus family, right? Or health versus your social life, or the self-care versus responsibility, right? Learning versus earning, right? So I wanted to circle the two that constantly make you choose. That constantly make you choose. Circle those two. Step two, find the creative merge, right? Find that creative merge. Ask yourself, how could I combine these so one action benefits both, right? You take one action and both are getting addressed. So for example, let's say you feel a competition between work and family, right? So let's say if you run a business, right? you can make your family a part of the process, right? Bring your kids into the simple part of it, right? Let them help with creative ideas or packing, right? Or brainstorming. So you're working and you're making memories. So your work and family both are getting your time, and it's building memories, it's building bond, it's building connection at the same time. So you're not going to be in a situation where your work is driving you away from your family. No, your family is a part of that creative process now. One example, right? Or another example where your, let's say, your health and social life is uh, is the one that is always competing, right? In that case, replace your catch up coffee date with a walk in the park or a hike, right? So you move your body while connecting deeply with someone, in your social circle or with your nature. So health and social life merge together, and you're getting benefit from that same from the same activity that you're doing. Or let's say self care or responsibility are competing with each other. In that case, you can, let's say, you can invite a friend to join your meditation, let's say, right? Or you can invite them to join a workout session with you, or an art session. What if you're interested in art, or whatever that you can engage or interact with a friend or someone you want to spend time with, right? While giving yourself an upliftment in the self-care as well. So now it's rejuvenating and bonding at the same time, right? You merge these two together. So that's creativity, right, at hand here. So let's say learning and earning, right? We took that example as well. So learning and earning are competing, right? So you can listen to an industry related audiobook, let's say, for example, while commuting or walking, right? So not only that your business mind grows, it also adds value to the to your life without stealing extra hours from it, right? So you've got point there also. Family, or let's say bring everything together: family, fun, and fitness, right? You can plan a weekend outing that involves physical activities like beach games or soccer, or playing a local, exploring a local trail, right? So you're nurturing health, connection, and joy at the same time. So once you have made your mind, right? Once you have made your mind that I want to create that one thing, and I don't want to lose on any other aspect of my life, then it is up to you how creatively you can think about the ways and means in which you can merge them together. And then you have to think about, right, how you can connect the dots. And then once you have done that, implement it and see how that goes. Do it for 7 days, right? Do it for 1 week. Commit to doing this combined activity at least once, right? Ideally twice or more. But if not, then at least once, and see how it goes. Keep it simple. Don't make it complicated than this at all, right? Keep it simple enough that you don't resist it, right? And after this, reflect and adjust as needed. At the end of the week, ask yourself, right? Did it make any difference? Did it make me feel more connected, right? Or did it make me more disjoint with my life or with the other aspects of that I wanted to combine together? Did I save more time or energy, right? Did I enjoy it enough to make it or make it into a habit, right? So do those steps, right? Simple steps, but once you start doing them, you'll start seeing that the main thing does not necessarily has to pull you away from the other key aspects of your life, but they can actually be complementary to each other, right? It's all about creative thinking. And of course, you will enjoy, I'm sure. So why does this work, right? The reason why this works is because you stop treating life like a list of separate check boxes, right? That's the reason why it works. And you start seeing it very much like a web, right? Where one move strengthens everything connected to it. Everything connected to it. And once you feel that shift, right? That's where the fun is. Once you start feeling that shift, you'll start looking for this synergy everywhere, right? This is what happens. It's once you start seeing it, you start seeing it everywhere else as well. So think about it, right? Identify your main thing and make sure that it is not competing with the rest of your priorities of life. Otherwise, that one main thing is going to become a problem for you, and you will resist it, you will hate it at some point in time, and you will leave it, and you will lose that one main thing that you thought was the main thing, right? So that's it for today. I think we're going to end it here. Like I said, this has been great 30 days with you all. So the 30-day live challenge ends today. I will continue my efforts in coming live with you, off and on. But my focus going forward is going to be my main thing is going to be the YouTube and my course that I need to finish, and I will keep you updated on the progress that I'm making on those two fronts. Of course, any new video that I create on the YouTube channel will be shared with you all here on Facebook as well and other places. So you obviously will get notification about that. But the lives, the regular daily lives, are going to end today. I may be moving to a weekly live going forward. Do let me know, if you enjoyed these lives. We can probably think about something else on some other topics, um, or some more deep topics that I had in my mind to do. But I will table it for some other time, and I would like to know your feedback on how you felt, how these 30 days have been for you, the experience have been for you. And yeah, let me know. Right. So, like I always say, if you like this, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who you think is going to benefit from this information. And like always, remember the word hope, right? Our word for these lives has been, the key word has been hope. And hope stands for help one person every day. Help one person every day. Let today be you be that person today, and tomorrow let that person be the one who you share this information with, right? So that's it for today. I will let you get back to whatever is your main one thing, and I will see you some other time in some other live. Right? Have a good day, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in this world. Have a blessed day and a blessed life. Right? Namaste. Bye.